All right, the first part of this is the more difficult part, and you need to pay attention, okay? We did this back on the 20th, okay? A week ago, over a week ago. So it will come back to you. The first part was sort of like a guess and test. It's sort of like they're giving you strategies, ways to figure these problems out, the division. The bigger division problems, they can be mind-boggling, okay? Don't let them worry you. Just use some of these different strategies and you'll get away in there. The first part, what they are asking you to do is to try and figure a way what's a way that we could do to figure this? Well, we've gone over comparable numbers, correct?
Yes.
Okay? So if I look at comparable numbers, I got a 4 and I got a 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me try, 4 goes into 12 3 times. In this case, I'm going to use it as 30. 30 times 45. Well, I know that these are going to be zeros, the first row. So the second row of the partial products is going to be the real answer. So I got my placeholder. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1, 12, 13, 1350. So 1350 to 1260. Is it a little large? It's too much. If I were to go down 1 to 29, basically I would be taking 45 from it, correct?
Yes.
And that would be 29. If I did that, I got 1305. This would be at 29, because that's at 30. I'm getting close, aren't I?
Just one more.
Let's try 28 times 45. 8 is 40, 32, 36, placeholder, 10, 8, 9, 0, 6, 12. Hey, that's the one. So it would be 28. Okay? What they're doing is they are showing you different ways. This is the first way that they are doing it. Okay? The second way I want to do one for you. This is super simple, but it goes over the whole thing. Does 33 go into 9?
No.
Guys, this is where it gets super simple, but it also gets to where if you don't pay attention, you're going to make a mistake, and I'm going to show you. 33 goes into 99 3 times. Subtract, you get 0. Now, you bring down the 9. Does 33 go into 9? No. And if you remember, we were stacking these, and I'll show you that too. So now I'm going to have it go into, let's see, subtract. Now I bring down the 9, and I have 33 going into 99 again. It goes in 3 times. And so your answer is what? We did it the other day before we started into this, where you had, this was your question. And you would go in and say that it goes in 3 times, it's 99. subtract, and then you end up with 0, and you bring down to 9. Then we bring this over here, and you add 33 going into 9, and it doesn't. So we had that, and then you bring, but then we brought down the other 9, bring that over, plus sign, and you had 33 going into 99. It goes in 3 times, which is 99, subtract, you got 0. But when I add 300 plus 0 plus 3, you get 303. I had kids in the other class that were looking at this going, oh, it goes in 3 times there, it goes in 3 times there, it's 33. But that's where it's simple to make that mistake, that it doesn't go into 9, which is in the tens column. It goes into 99, which is the tens and the ones. And so this one is number 3. And this one
Here's number 1.
is number 1 on page
Wait, what was this?
61. And this was page 62. Okay? On page 61, you are doing it like this. Sort of the guess and test, try and get an estimate. This one was rather simple because once you figure out 30, you got a starting point. And I know that if I can easily take 45 from it, I know that I get 1,305, which is really close to this, which is 1 more off. I could have subtracted again, okay? Division can be repeated subtraction, as multiplication can be repeated addition,
Addition.
okay? So there's different ways of doing it, different strategies. And what you're trying to do is get down to this. Now, you have 3 IXLs to do. These IXLs, some of them are gonna have remainders. So in other words, when you get down to subtracting, if you have 12 into 84,
No, maybe.
there will be.
4.
Or wait,
That's 7.
Now there's a
Okay.
remainder.
I'll do that.
7 times 12 is 84.
Remainder 1.
You got a remainder 1,
Or 1.
okay?
Will there be remainders on this page?
No, not on these pages in the book, okay? That's a big hint, okay? And I'm trying to point out where mistakes can come along the way, okay? One of the kids in the other class made a mistake because they wrote down the wrong they were doing it on another sheet of paper, because one of the pages, it's sort of hard to, on the second page, it's kind of hard to do some of the stuff in there. And so what they were doing is they were writing it on a different page. And she had, which problem was it? I think it was the first page. One of the pages, she wrote down the wrong number. And so her dividend up in the top, she wrote it down wrong from what it was in the book. And she kept getting the remainder. And so I was checking her math and everything, and her math was pretty much right. But then when I looked at the problem in the book and what she wrote down, they were 2 different things. So if you're writing things down, all I'm trying to point out is where mistakes can be made, okay? Don't make them, okay? When I went to college, okay, I had a math class, and we did problems like this. The only thing is, our math book had the answers in it, but the answers were all wrong. And we had to figure out what they did wrong. Okay? And that was, if you know what they did wrong, if you know what you're doing wrong, whether it's copying a problem, multiplication, okay, even carrying a number up, okay? These are where mistakes get made. Don't make them. Okay, so if you have to go back and look at your work and say, how can I multiply this and get this, and then I multiply a smaller number and I get a larger answer? Go back and look at your multiplication. Okay, that's where there's a problem in there somewhere. Okay, these are where mistakes are made. So if you know the mistakes, then you may know not to make them, or it'll let you know where to go check. Okay, that's another strategy. Okay, this is on strategies, on doing division. Okay, get a starting point, work your way down, or if this number was lower than the 1260, work your way back up to it. Okay? Over here, don't make these mistakes, because if you were to multiply 33 times 33, you would get 999, not 9,999. That's where this is 303. Okay? The way that you can always check is multiply your quotient, the answer, and the little number, the number outside the house, the divisor. If you multiply this and this, you should get this. Okay? Now, with the IXLs that you're doing, if you multiply the divisor, the answer, and then add the remainder to it, that's how you're going to find that answer with the remainder. Add it at the very end. Okay? Luke?
Can we have snack while we're doing it?
Yes.
Yes.